Hello and welcome again, Pilates in the lounge. So we've got a lovely sequence today, as always. It's going to be quite heavy on the wrists, arms and shoulders, so I will show some modified moves and we shall get straight to it. So we're going to start in standing and we're just going to come into that classic roll down. So I'm just going to move my mat slightly. So as always, bring both feet together and then naturally open the toes and your heels. Okay, so shoulders beautiful and open, slide them, dip the tips of those shoulder blades into your back pocket. Remember, knees are ever so slightly soft and that lovely natural gaze forward. So we're going to come straight into that roll down, zipping up those jeans, get that lovely engagement. And we're going to breathe in through your nose. And as we breathe out, just dip that chin, soften that spine, keep that belly button up, and that beautiful heavy hands, heavy head rolling down towards the floor. And remember, if there's any discomfort in that lower back, just soften those knees a little bit. Okay, so head as heavy as can be. And then we're going to breathe in. And then as we breathe out again, just imagine your head as heavy as can be. Just really soften into that roll down. Remember, your belly button's up and don't hide behind those shoulders. Okay, so I'm just going to turn sideways a moment. So we're just going to have just going to interlink your fingers and imagine there's a wrecking ball in your hands. And just that lovely little swing side to side. Now your lower body stays still. I don't want you rocking through the hips. It's just the arms. And you should feel a nice stretch down the side of your back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then gently bring it back and into centre. Okay, so we're going to soften those knees and I want you to tuck your fingers underneath your toes so your knuckles are on your mat. So this move is called the gorilla and you see why now. So you've got your knuckles draping on the mat and then that head is heavy again. So I'm going to quickly turn into side profile and I want you to lift that tailbone. So lift your tailbone. So again, find your own stretch. That belly button is up. Don't let it collapse. Draw that belly button up. Breathing out, hold that stretch and then gently soften and we've 2 more to go. Okay, so knuckles on the floor, breathe in. As we breathe out, head heavy, lift that tailbone. Belly button up. So hopefully you can feel that stretch across the top of the back and in those legs. Breathing in. And then breathe out, soften down again. Okay, so just 1 more. Find your own stretch, lifting that tailbone. Okay, try not to drop backwards. Lift up towards the ceiling. Belly button up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And gently soften. And we're going to walk out into a down dog. So remember how to bear the weight on the hands. 3 points of contact. Bottom of the fingers, heel of the hand, and a little bit of tension in those fingertips. Walk those feet away slightly if you need to. Make sure you're all nice and matched up. Shoulders, you're not hiding away. Lifting that belly button and lift those hips. Try and send the heels to the floor. Okay, remember your knees can be soft. So even with a soft knee, watch, lift those hips, lift. Driving that upper body through the arms. Beautiful breath in, and then on that out breath we're going to soften your knees and come into a bear pose. Okay, so shoulders still nice and open. If you wish to, you can have a little rest there. We're going to breathe in, and on the out breath we're going to take it back up into the down dog. Lovely lift of those hips. Try and send those heels towards the floor. Some of you, your heels will reach the mat. Don't worry if they don't though. Remember, it's a little too much for you. Soften those knees. This time we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to come into a plank. So you may need to slightly adjust those legs. Think about how that weight's being borne, and remember that lovely, so I'm going to come to my knees just to show, that alignment, shoulder, elbow, wrist. So if that full plank's a little too much, come down with me. 3, 2, and then we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're coming back into that down dog again. Okay. So that's going to be the sequence. Okay, we're going to have, I'm going to really quick it, demonstrate in double time, a down dog to a bear, to a down dog, into a plank. Okay, so here we go, breathe in. On that out breath, come down into that bear pose. So remember, shoulders above those wrists and elbows. Knees soft. If you need to, take a little break. Breathe in. As we breathe out, come back up into your down dog. So remember, the secret is the hips, belly button up, hips, hips, hips. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, now on the out breath, bring it out into your plank. So remember, if there's any discomfort in the lower back, lower those knees into a 3/4. Okay, breathe in, and we're going to breathe out, down dog. Okay, so we're just going to run through this twice more. Sorry, my mat's ever so slightly slipping. Up, up, up. Breathing in, and now we transition to the bear. Soften the knees, with or without a break. Remember how you're bearing the weight in those hands. Breathe in, breathe out. Down dog again. Gosh, my butt's slippery today. Breathe in, and as we breathe out, we are going to come back down and into that plank. So remember, open those shoulders, lovely length, zip up those jeans, breathe. Hold a tiny, teeny bit longer. And then on this next breath out, we're going to take a break. Breathe in and breathe out. Lower those knees, big toes together, just like being in class. Lovely, lengthen the spine, take those hips towards those heels, forehead to the floor. 4, 3. Soften those elbows slightly, soften the wrists. Okay, and then the opposite way. Okay, so we've got a few more down dogs to go, I'm afraid. Okay, so we're going to come back out into a rested bear. Open those shoulders, make sure that tailbone doesn't lift. Okay, lovely and strong and supported. Curl those toes under, breathe in, and we're coming into another down dog. So if you're not enjoying bearing that weight on the wrist, remember you can come onto your forearms. Still a challenging move. Breathing out and try and take those heels towards the floor. Remember, you can have a soft knee. Completely up to you. 4, 3, 2, and then we're gently going to bring it down into that bear pose again. 4. Breathe in, and as we breathe out, back into the down dog. So it's the same sequence. Okay, you can be modified with me. Breathe in, breathe out, and then come into your plank. So you may need to do a little bit of adjustment. Okay, breathing in. As we breathe out, take it up into your down dog. So remember, you can be full arm or forearm with me. You decide. The secret, remember, always is those hips, hips, hips. Try and send those heels down. Breathe in, and as we breathe out, come into your bear pose. So remember, shoulders above the elbows and above the wrists if you're full arm. Breathe in, breathe out, down dog. And then on the next out breath, we're going to transition to a plank. And again, remember, if it's a little too much, just modify your position, keeping those shoulders open. With the plank, there's tension in that lower back that's your body's telling you your technique's not right. Okay, breathing in, so we've got 2 more to go. And then that lovely out breath, transition to your down dog. Now I'm going to come back into full arm. Okay, remember your knees can be soft. up to you. Secret is those hips, pushing that body forward. Try and get those heels down. So I'm just doing a bit of softening at the moment. Breathe in, and as we breathe out, transition to a bear. You choose, if you wish, have a quick rest. Breathe in. As we breathe out, we're coming back up into the down dog again. Lift those hips. Try and send those heels down. Smile. Oh, breathe in, and as we breathe out, transition to your plank. So again, you may need to move slightly. Open those shoulders, zip up those jeans, lovely and long in the body. Hold for a tiny second more, breathing in, and then out breath into that down dog. So this is the last time through. Lifting those hips, keep that belly button drawn up and away from the floor. Heels down. Breathe in, and then on the out breath, we're going to transition to bear pose again. So bring those shoulders in line with those elbows. And if you're not enjoying it, come onto your forearms, please. Okay. Breathe in, once more into down dog. Let's try and send those heels to the floor, pushing the body through those arms. Breathe in, and then as we breathe out, transition to your plank. Shoulders open, lovely length, zip up those jeans. Make sure you don't let those hips drop. Now, if there's any discomfort here in the lower back, your technique's gone. Bring yourself down into a slightly modified position. Breathe in, and then gently, everybody, lower the knees to the floor, big toes together, and a quick rest back into your shell pose. So look through the knees, make sure those big toes nice in the centre, beautiful length in the arms, forehead rested. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gently going to bring ourselves up, 4-point kneeling. Okay, so we're going to come into what's called an 8-point plank. Okay, so knees stay rested, and we're gently going to come onto your forearms with a little lean forward. Sorry, my mat is wiggling everywhere today. So as always, those shoulders in line with those elbows. Now, I want you to have tension in the forearm, into the hands, into the mat. So your knees are bent, adjust slightly if you need to come to a 3/4 position, and your toes are tucked under. Now you've got 8 points of contact with the floor. Elbows, hands, feet, knees. Now I want you to really kind of focus on making that contact a little bit harder. Just pushing down into the floor. There's 8 points of contact. 8-point plank. So hopefully it's not easy, I hope. Lifting that belly button, breathing in and breathing out. Lifting that belly button, drawing up through that pelvic floor, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, and now I want you to rest the feet, and as we breathe out, let the hips drop down and come into a cobra. Remember, don't hide behind those shoulders. Keep those shoulders lovely and open. Draw that belly button up, so you should feel a bit of tension in those glutes. Remember, if that's a little too much, soften down, or if you want that little bit more, come and push up onto your hands. 3, 2, and then breathe in, and as we breathe out, just gently soften the hips, walk yourself back into a shell pose. Okay, so don't let that stomach relax. Take those heels lovely and long and low, hips towards heels. Forehead down and relax. 4, 3, 2, and then we're going to take ourselves all the way out to that 8-point plank again. So come onto your forearms. pushing the forearms and the hands into the floor a little bit. Tuck those toes under. As you look down, make sure your knees are hip distance apart. Got that 3/4 degree angle on the body. If it's a little too much, you can lift those hips slightly. Okay, 8 points of contact. Just a little bit of resistance, just pushing into the mat slightly whilst thinking about zipping up your jeans, having lovely length in the spine and those shoulders nice and open. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in. And then this time as we breathe out, just gently let those hips come down, relax the feet and into a cobra. Breathing in, lifting that belly button up and away from the floor and breathing out. And then we're coming back into shell pose again. Breathing in, soften those hips, big toes together, adjust and come back into that shell pose. So remember your abs never rest. Draw that belly button up. Draw those hips down long towards those heels. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gently going to unpeel ourselves and come onto your sides. Okay, so we're going to lay lovely and long on your mat. Now I want you to soften the knees, okay, and then again just check that knee alignment. If your knees are misplaced, your hips are out of stack. So stack those hips, knees bent and skewer. Imagine there's a skewer going through the hips, keeping them nice and firm here. One hand to the front to support you. Okay, so shoulders nice and open. Remember, if you'd like to have a block under head, that is fine, but bring this arm forward at 90 degrees, but don't let that shoulder sneak out. Okay, so just keep lovely and long. Zip up those jeans again. Place your fingertips underneath the side of the waist that's in contact with the mat. And try to get that lovely mind-body connection. Peel that side of the waist up off the floor. So it's not always like a literal lift, but hope you can feel those underlying muscles engage and activate. Okay, so hand to the front for support. Okay, we are gently going to lift the leg halfway. Keep that softness, that little bend on the knee for me. Okay, and then just gently lower. So lovely lift and lower. So again, smooth. I don't want it to be jerky. I don't want it to be quick. Smooth and controlled. No beginning, no end. So keep those hips nice and stacked and facing forward. Your knee stays facing forward too. Lift and lower. Okay, so we're still zipped up and engaged here. 2 more. And the next one, hold it up. Hold it here. So that knee is bent. Okay, so imagine a tiny little lift here from the knee. Lift and lower. Lift. Keep it small. Small and smooth. Lift and lower. Drawing in and up and lovely and engaged. Now the body, all the side of the body that's in contact with the mat, there's a little bit of resistance into that mat as well. So we're activating all the muscles on the lower side of the body too. Okay, so lift and lower. 4, engage, 3, 2, and then hold that lift. And then I want you to push and lengthen through that leg, but do not let that hip drop back. Okay, so just an inch again, lift and lower. Hopefully you can feel it working a little bit more differently than when that knee was bent, okay? Lift and lower. So lovely length as you look down your body, that leg is also in line with the back. Okay, and lift and lower. 3, zipped up, 2, lifting that waistline, and then hold that lift. Now I want you to take that leg as high as you can, halfway down, as high as you can, halfway down. Okay, so with or without support of that hand, you decide. High as you can, halfway down. Now try not to let this leg, this lower leg, flail about. Remember, there's a little bit of tension into the mat there as well. Okay, 3, beautiful, 2, and 1. Hold it halfway. Check you're nice and in line. Hips are nice and stacked. Circles, 6 small circles. So again, as smooth as you can. Breathe in on the upper part of the circle, breathe out on the lower part. So this should be number 4. 4, 5, one more, and 6. Then I want you to hold it there. Now you're going to need this opposite hand at the front for support. I want you to bring that leg forward and then take it back. Okay, so bring it forward and take it back. Okay, so it comes forward, a little bit lower, halfway up. Forward, halfway up. 3 more, forward and halfway up. Last 2, forward, halfway up. Last 1, forward, halfway up. Flex the foot, 6 more circles, the opposite way to last time. Okay, breathing in, breathing out. So may jerk a little bit, make it as smooth as you can. We're zipped up, we're lifting that waistline. Okay, 3, 2, and your very last 1, and 1. Hold, gently lower, soften those knees, and a little slap on those glutes if you need to. We're going to go straight across to the other side. So just that lovely little switcheroo and we're into that side sequence again. So lovely and long and rested. Remember, if you like to have that block under head, don't let the shoulder escape from you. Okay, keep yourself nice and rested. So your knees are bent again. Check the knee position, which is a lovely indicator for that hip stack. Okay, bracing, zipping up those jeans, fingertips underneath the side of the waist that touches the mat, and try and get that lovely mind-body connection again. Lift that waistline away. Hand can be rested at the front. So the top leg is going to keep the shape that it currently has. You've got that bent knee, and we're going to lift and lower. So keep that lovely stack of the hips and the shoulders, okay? We don't want you to fall, totter or roll, and lift. So you can decide what you're doing with that hand, okay? Lift and lower, the same as last time. All of the side of the body that's in contact with the mat, just a tiny bit of resistance into the mat, just helping work more of those muscles. Okay, 3, 2 more, 2, and this next one, hold it up. So keep that shape, so it's mirror image of your bottom leg, and just an inch, lift and lower, seamless. Ooh, a little bit wobbly there. Okay, zipped up, waist lifted, a little bit of tension, that lower side of the body into the mat. 4, lift, 3, 2, and 1. Gently pause, lengthen through that leg. 6 little lifts here, lift and lower. So look down your body, make sure it's in line with the back. I don't want it behind you, I don't want you extending the back at the moment. Lift and lower. Zip those jeans up, lift that waistline. You choose where that rested hand is. 2. And hold. Now you're going to take that leg as high as you can, halfway down, high as you can. So remember, this is the one where it's most important about that little bit of resistance into the mat so that you're not teetering, tottering forward and that bottom leg is going a bit random. Zip up, lift that waistline, breathe, lift, halfway down, lift, halfway down. 2 more, lift, halfway down, lift, halfway down, and now circle. So choose which way you circle, but try to remember, because we're going to do it the opposite way in a moment. Okay, breathing in at the top of the circle, breathing out at the bottom. If it's a little too much, just soften that knee slightly. Okay, but don't forget, wiggle along on that slightly. 2 more, 2, and 1. Hold it there. Now you're going to bring that hand down. So the leg is halfway up. I want you to sweep it long and forward and take it halfway up again. Sweep it long and forward, halfway up. Okay, long and forward, halfway up. 3 more. Long and forward, halfway up. 2. Okay, last one. And then hold it halfway. Flex the foot, and then we're going to circle the opposite way to last time. Breathing out at the bottom, breathing in at the top. Make it as smooth as you can. Remember that lower part of the body, little bit of resistance all the way down to the toes into that mat, just a little bit so that you don't help to stabilize you. 3 more. 3, 2, last one, and 1. Nice stack of the hips, gently lower, soften the foot, soften the knees, and a nice little slap on those glutes. Okay, so we are going to come onto your backs now, so into a nice little ab sequence. Okay, so feet are going to flat to the floor. Okay, make sure, look down, you're still nice and hip distance apart. You've got this lovely shape here as well. Okay, foot and ankle. So head, neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. If you have a block under head, just quickly slip it away for just a moment. So we have the shoulder bridges before our abdominals. Okay, so we are going to take that beautiful breath in through the nose. Then as you breathe out, you tilt the pelvis, pushing the back of the ribs into the mat, and then that lovely lengthen and peel away. So I don't want you to thrust through the hips. You're making yourself long. So hopefully you can feel it, that little bit of lengthening in the thighs as well. So remember, there's no block under head for the moment. So keep that lovely natural eye line upwards. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drop the one hip, we're going to twist to the side and then come back centre. Twist to the side, come back centre, twist and up. And then I want you to make it seamless. So you're just rocking side to side. Drop one hip, take it over. Drop one hip. Head, neck and shoulders nice and relaxed. Still zipped up those blue jeans. You're never ever taking those jeans off ever again. Okay, side. So just drop that hip, nice and fluid, smooth move, and then gently bring it back and into centre. Now I want you to imagine you've got 2 strings coming out of your kneecaps, so just make yourself as long as you can, and hopefully you just feel that little lift in those hip flexors. Now we're going to introduce the arms. We're going to breathe in, lifting those arms, and then breathe out as you come overhead. So hopefully during that arc of the arms, you felt like a tiny little natural lift. It wasn't forced, but you just felt yourself opening up that little bit. Zip up those blue jeans. Hopefully you can feel that little bit of tension in the glute crease as well. Okay, then we're going to breathe in, lift the arms. And then as we breathe out, you're going to lower the spine and the arms at the same time. 1 vertebrae at a time. Literally think click, 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 click as it comes down. And then gently soften, draw one knee in, then the other, and a lovely 2 circles each way. 2. And switch. 1 and 2. And then come back and into centre. Now we're going to keep that little hug on the knees, okay? These are my favourite. And then we are going to peel yourself upper body up off the floor. So you're just going to have that, remember, piece of string coming out the crown of your head. So just sort of lengthen and lift. Just zipping up those blue jeans still. Now I don't want you to squish the airway and come in really tight. So your shoulders are nice and open and you've got a little bit of length. And then I want you to squeeze a little bit more, squeeze a little bit more, and hold it. 3, 2, and 1. Now try to keep the upper body in that position. Just relax the legs and let them come out into tabletop. Now you can stay with support or you can drop those arms down. Now I know we're peeled today, but it's not very often I peel up. Just want you to be really mindful of the airway. Do not let that chin drop. Okay, so you've got lovely length and open shoulders, and we're just going to bring those knees in towards you. Rock in and down, rock in and down, rock in and back. Now if that's a little too much in the head, neck and shoulders, come back down, okay? Rock those knees in. So you get that tiny little reverse abdominal, that little lift. So you choose your position. Okay. 3, 2, last one, and 1, and then gently lower down, soften. 2 circles of the knees in each direction. Okay, and 1 and 2. Okay, and then back into centre. So we're going to come into the classic 100. I hear you cheer. Okay, so I'm going to stay head, neck and shoulders rested on this one. Arms are going to come narrow. I've got my lovely neutral spine as I take my legs out into tabletop. So this is where I'm going to stay today. Okay, so hands will come nice and narrow, and you're going to think about these shoulders. You open those shoulders, slide the shoulder blades along the floor, so you actually got that physical reach, and you can feel those abdominals engage. Lift those hands. So hopefully you've got that lovely connection. You can feel it already. Zipped up jeans. Okay, so let's focus on that breath. We're going to pump the arms from now, breathing in through your nose and breathing out. Breathing in, and think about that back. Are you in neutral spine? Breathing out. Breathe in. If it's a little too easy, remember you can modify. Breathing out. I'm going to stay here today. Breathing in. Breathing out. So remember, you're at home. It's the most perfect time to play. Breathing in and breathing out. Halfway. Breathing in. Breathing out. So it's lovely, short, sharp moves of the arms. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathing out. Breathing in. Zip up those jeans. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in, last 10, and breathing out, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Soften those knees, circle, circle. Just 2 each direction, and the other way. 1 and 2, and then gently back and in together. Okay, so we're going to take 1 foot down towards the floor and then 1 foot up into the ceiling. So again, lovely length. Now look at your leg. Is it in line with the hip? Is your kneecap facing you? Okay, I don't want you all twisted. Okay, so think lovely and long, and then we are going to take this opposite leg away. Just lengthen away. So hopefully you can feel it, intensify that stretch a little bit. Remember, if it's too much, soften the knee. Never ever have a locked knee, okay? So, I love this. This is a classic move, one of my favourites. So we're going to take both hands just gently behind the thigh, okay? And then the opposite leg, we are going to lengthen and lift. So both legs are engaged. You've zipped up. Head, neck and shoulders can stay rested. If you really wish, you can peel, but remember, don't squash your airway. Okay, so I'm going to actually peel today, I think. Shoulders are nice and open and away. So if you've peeled, you may find it easier to just hold on to that calf muscle. Now we're going to switch those legs. So it's just a lovely little switch and bounce, switch and bounce, switch, little bounce, switch, little bounce. Any tension, head, neck and shoulders, please come down. Remember, you can soften those knees a bit. Play, play, play with it. Find your own challenge. 1, 2. Now there's a couple of different styles of breathing here. You can have an out breath, in breath, out breath, with every time you capture the leg. Or a slightly longer breath where you breathe in for 2 leg moves and breathe out for 2 leg moves. Breathing in and breathing out. So choose the one that works for you. Okay, there's no right or wrong. Beautiful. Scissors, scissors, scissors. Boom, 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 boom. 4 more. Breathe. Choose your style of breath. The faster one or the longer, slower one. Now I've certainly lost count. We'll do 4 more, shall we? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Draw both legs in, rest, head, neck and shoulders, circle those knees. Sorry, and the other way. 1 and 2, and then gently back in to centre. I'm going to take 1 foot at a time down to the floor, and then we're going to lengthen both legs. Now we're just going to take 1 moment just to completely relax, okay? So breathing in through that nose, and then on the out breath, just let yourself fall into the floor. And again, just breathing in, and that lovely breath out. Just once more, breathe in. Wiggle your fingers and toes on the out breath. Breathe in. This time as we breathe out, just gently soften 1 knee at a time, bringing the feet to the floor. And then breathe in. And then as you breathe out, just draw those knees up into your chest. Circle those knees. Circle, circle, circle. And then the opposite way. So just 2 each way. Or you could circle them together, completely up to you. And then gently back and in. Now we're going to bring ourselves to seated. I'm not going to roll like a ball today. I'm going to pop 1 foot down and kick out the other to give me that momentum to bring myself up. So we're gently going to come back to seated. Okay, so make sure you're sat on those seat bones, my crazy hair, and open those shoulders. Okay, so remember that beautiful length up and through, shoulders open, and just drop them down. So we're just going to quickly stretch the neck. Okay, so we're going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, dip your ear to one shoulder. Just find that lovely little stretch. And then breathe in and across to the other side and breathe out. Then we're going to breathe in, head to centre, and then we're going to dip the chin forward. So the stretch is now on the back of the neck. You know, don't collapse or let yourself fall in. We're still lovely and elegant and open, zipped up. And then breathe in, and then that lovely breath out. So stretch is now on the front of your neck. Breathe in, come back to centre. Now we're just going to exercise those jowls, okay? So you're going to breathe out, drop the head back again. Now I want you to almost lock the jaw and kind of and close. So you're really working the muscles here. Drop the jaw open and pull it up. Pull those muscles up, up, up. And just, remember, no one can see you. Jaw up, up, up. Really work those muscles. And then gently once more, draw it up, 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 up. Pull that chin up, up. Feel that tension. Relax the jaw and bring it back and into centre. Okay, and then there's that beautiful breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. So maybe just really try and fill the rib cage. Feel it move out sideways. And then breathe out. And just once more for me. That lovely breath in. Feel the ribs up. Feel the rolls. And breathe out. So thank you once again for joining me at home. And hopefully we may have some news about this lockdown madness. But until the meantime, we'll keep going on Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays until the end of February, and we'll review, which is not far off now. So thank you very much. Keep safe. Thank you.